Farron, is this fair, this spending review?
It's a lot fairer than it would have been if we weren't involved. It can never be perfectly fair, could it? I mean, we're in a situation of austerity. Possibly the most outrageous thing is that today we'll spend £120 million into bankers and financiers' pockets on interest rate repayment on our deficit.
Hold on, it's going into our pension funds. It's not being pocketed by somebody in a top hat running around depressing the poor. We lend, our pension funds lend money to the government and the government spends it.
Vast amounts of the money we're paying back to financiers to pay for the deficit is going overseas, and it's money that is wasted. It's money down the toilet.
That may be the case, but shouldn't we be grateful that these foreign bankers are prepared to lend us money? If they weren't prepared to lend us money, how would you finance schools and hospitals?
We certainly should be aware of the fact that we got half-decent terms on the borrowing we've got is dependent upon us getting the deficit down. And I wish we weren't in the situation we're in now. I mean, you know, there is a parallel universe where we're in a level playing field and we can invest. But the problem is that we're not. We're in an awful situation. And when you go through periods of austerity, it is always those people on the lowest incomes and the most marginal positions who suffer the most. And that's why it's so important that we offset that with some of the fairness measures we've seen.
You imply, I think it was implicit in your answer, that you've civilised the Tories. You've kept them more fair and more honest. So what would they have done if you hadn't been there to do that? What are you implying?
If you look at the manifesto differences, I suspect there would have been tax cuts for millionaires through inheritance tax. I suspect there wouldn't have been a capital gains tax increase. There wouldn't have been the cut in income tax at the bottom level for those who earn the least. There wouldn't have been the relinking of pensions with earning.
Well, I think the coalition government actually worked very well together in producing this package, and it's something that actually, you know, two parties have come together to sort this out in the national interest.
Have you only done these things because the Lib
Dems created?
Have you only done these things because the Lib Dems are around the table?
No, but things like pupil premium was something actually both parties support. So we wanted to see increased resources going to poorer children.
What about raising the level of income tax? Would you have done that?
We've actually, you know, the coalition government together has actually taken 800,000 people, over 800,000 people,
I understand
out of
that, but would you
tax.
have done it if his party hadn't been in coalition with you?
You know, we are where we are, and we've actually reached a
I'll take that
agreement.
as a no.
But you know, we've come in, we've looked at the books, we've actually taken some really good decisions that will about fairness, about growth, and about reform of the public sector. Actually, I think together we've produced a really good package.
I'm trying not to be unfair to Mark. I mean, it's not about trying to score points. It's trying to make it clear that there is the Liberal Democrats are a really effective part in this coalition. You see the Trident decision for one thing.
You think the Trident is down to Lib Dem influence?
Of course it is.
Is that true?
We've looked very carefully at how the profile is spending on Trident. We've been able to push that back a bit, save some money.
Is it Lib Dem influence?
Well, yeah, we've actually gone through, in the defence review, quite a significant review.
But is it Lib Dem influence?
No, I think this is a team decision.
It's not.
We've got Conservative ministers, we've got a Liberal minister, MOD.
I can see you're not going to answer my question.
I'll give them some credit.
I'll come back and ask some more, see if I do better later. Let's go to Anita.